Hello, it's me, Oberon, here for TFT Tarot for Today and Goth Tarot. It's my weekly exploration into the shadow sides of our life. I like to use layered card readings, I call it that, where I use different decks, maybe that have similar themes, but I can kind of employ the visual differences to affect. So I'm going to start off with the Murder of Crows Tarot to more or less give us what our dark design, our overall focus is for this next week. And that's the week starting on July 26th and going to July 30th, right near the end of the month. No, actually, I guess it's going to August 1st or 2nd. Anyways, I'll put that in the notes in there. So what is the overall theme or focus of these next 7 days? The dark design. What will you be preoccupied with, or what may try to send forth to you something? So let's move this aside for my cut. Straighten my screen out a little. There we go. What is the dark design? What is the focus? Well, it's judgment. Major Arcana 20. The focus seems to be about finding ways to rebirth, to kind of come to an epiphany of new revelations, to be reborn. And there's a lot of reasons why this could be. There's so much going on in our world. You know, the incredible turmoil we're actually facing almost on a daily basis, that this chance to live again or to find new truths. This could be that. All right then, so how will this affect us? How will this affect us inwardly? For that I use the Goetia. It's a dark deck. Tarot in Darkness is its subtitle. It's a very dark deck, because it's hard to tell which side is up. Whoa, don't drop them, Mr. O. Maybe you need to give yourself a little more room. How does this affect us inwardly? It's the reverse Six of Swords. And the reverse Six of Swords tells me that it kind of limits us inwardly, understanding that we are maybe facing great truths that could spiritually change us or change our paths. Maybe make some of us feel inwardly that we're not ready yet, that we want to stay back, that we don't want to move towards this change. It may be frightening us, you know, maybe that we are not quite really good at understanding why we need to change, perhaps, or that we're trying to avoid for some reason having to deal with change. So overall or outwardly, this may affect us differently, or it could be similar. But we're going to use the Notoria, which is the Tarot in Light. I don't know why, but it sounds like Notorious. I think it should be the dark one, but nope, that's what it says. It says this is the light one, and maybe that's Latin for something that's more light kind of focus there. I don't know. Just kind of go with what my heart told me to do with this reading, to use these cards. I started doing this around the summer solstice. I changed the reading, and I've been kind of just tweaking it here or there, but it's nearly that same reading in a way. So what is that outward effect that maybe influences how we actually behave from this idea of needing to change or finding that change is coming? And it's the upright Knight of Pentacles. And that's really interesting because, of course, because we fear this or we don't really want to move towards that, our outward effect is to move as slowly and cautiously as possible. The Knight of Pentacles, boy, that fits in so relevantly. It just about writes itself. So that's our balance between our inward and outward actions, is that a part of us really wants to not move towards whatever this epiphany or this change represents here. And so outwardly, if we have to show this to others or whatever that situation could be, we're gonna kind of move patiently and slowly, because maybe we could acquire less fear about it if we come to acclimate more slowly. Yeah, I don't believe that either. So at this point, I guess the only thing we should do now is look at what the dark truth behind all this is, behind what it means to our focus and our inward and outward feelings. The Cthulhu Dark Arts Tarot, I'm going to use this to suggest that maybe somewhere beyond all that is a truth. And you know, Cthulhu is beyond almost everything, let's face it. So it's a good deck to use for that. I'm going to shuffle them as best I can because they're quite large. That wasn't too bad. Let's see if I can do that again. Banshee showed me how to do that. Nice, 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 nice. So, Cthulhu Dark Arts Tarot, tell us what our dark truth really is in this matter. The dark truth is the Fool reversed. I guess I'll leave you there. Dark truth, Fool reversed. The dark truth is maybe deep down inside, we somehow know there will be a misstep here, that maybe there is something that is wrong about us making that move. That we don't want this misstep. Is it possible that the misstep is because we are trying to avoid doing that? Is that the dark truth maybe? Maybe I have that wrong then. Maybe the dark truth is we will be trying, we really need this enlightenment, and all we're really doing is trying to avoid it. We are trying to avoid it. We're not scared of it. We don't want to change. We don't want to change. Or there's some good reason why we don't want to change this. I mean, everybody may have to look at this as how it applies to their own lives, their own situations. It's not exactly, most likely, the same situation for everybody, what this particular epiphany could mean. But maybe in all of this, we have to understand that it all involves a dark sacrifice, a way of rectifying in some way what these energies are trying to make us do, and maybe bringing a peace, because we can at least change something that maybe it just shows us how to get towards that change. So I use the Diablo Tarot. It's dark, like all these decks are, and it's large, so I have to shuffle it that same way. Apparently, it has a storyline based around a popular video game called Diablo, and so many of the images are taken from that. It has maybe more of a, you know, devils or demons theme than, you know, some other tarot themes, but I thought it would probably be good for Goth Tarot. What did I know, right? Okay, so what is the dark sacrifice? What do we possibly need to have as a consideration to make changes or to accept changes? And the dark sacrifice is the reversed Eight of Cups. And the reversed Eight of Cups maybe suggests we are going to not make this change, not move towards this big change, this epiphany. We're going to stay in this land of not doing that. I don't know what to say there. It sounds really strange, like we're really, really digging in our heels on something important. And I'm not really sure what it is. I mean, to some degree, I'm looking at that and saying, well, like many Goth people, you know, they work outside of a monotheistic or Christian paradigm, and judgment can represent that, you know, but on another level, judgment is universal, and maybe talking about the idea that, you know, spiritual truths come to all believers if they're willing to seek them. So the idea that there's something here, like maybe something is forcing or suggesting strongly to Goths that they have to make changes that we don't really want to make here, or that we find not a compelling reason to. And, you know, I invented this reading as a 5-card display, but I left room for a 6-card, a dark twist, an unexpected thing that could either change all that or make it make sense, make it make less sense, and just throw in a random element that maybe can work to your advantage, or maybe will also have a consequence for you. So I used the Black Tarot, and it's also newly used from a previous iteration of Goth Tarot. And the dark twist then is here, like I said, to show us what unexpected thing, maybe it has a karmic value, maybe it has a justice judgment value, but it could alter the situation. It could change the script, flip the script. So let's see what that is. It's another 8. It's the reversed 8 of Swords. You know, that's so funny. I kind of had a feeling about that one, because I thought at first when I pulled that 8 over, I thought that was the 8 of Swords, and I said, no, that's the Cups. But the reversed 8 of Swords is the dark twist here, is that, oh, it's almost too ironic to say true, is that the revelation or the epiphany comes because you see through the facade, you see through the glamour, the dark glamour, you see through the disguise, you release yourself from something that was holding you back, that may have been your own thing, or may have been a glamour deception, a trick that others could have put you in, but you were able to see that. So it's almost like feeling like maybe you found your own epiphany, not the one that someone else was trying to get you to see. That's pretty wild. So I think we will move to the shadow work for the week. And of course, the shadow work comes from the Earth and Bone Oracle set by Syrian Shadow. It's a wonderful affirmation set and oracle set. And I like to use it here. I've been using it here for a few months now. And so far, nobody's complained. I get some actual compliments about the shadow work. And I'll admit it, I'm not the greatest person with my feelings about shadow work. Like sometimes I just sort of feel like it's grin and bear it. You know, life always changes, but sometimes you just need to have that thing to think about, that essence to think about, those words to tell yourself, the affirmation that I give, or wherever you get it from. So let's see what our shadow work for this week will be. Interesting. I think we had this recently. Was it last week even? It's fate. You know, maybe if times are really tough, we need something twice in a row. And you know, the last week or two, it has been pretty rough. Things are really kind of coming to a head with certain factors. Fate, Psycho's alignment, decisive moments, opportunistic events. Before you act, be sure you're in alignment. What exactly does that imply? It means allowing life to flow through you by behaving as the receiver and then taking action based on that receptive frequency. You receive in silence and stillness. Meditation is vital in any spiritual journey for learning how to listen to the messages or opportunities you are being sent. You'll know when something is in your soul's alignment when you expand or feel excitement. It's something that lights you up. It's something that makes total sense, like a no-brainer. When you are presented with an opportunity that is aligned for you, you will not need to persuade or convince yourself that it is right. It simply is. You can think and declare to yourself that someone is wrong when they try to impose their thoughts and beliefs on you. You don't have to say it aloud, and you may avoid any conflict by telling yourself that what they think isn't suitable for you. Anyone who tries to impose their ideas, thoughts, or beliefs on you that are incompatible with your life, they should be released. By telling yourself this, you can deny them any power and create self-worth. Affirmation. What is right for me will find me. I am open and receptive. I release what is not for me with love, and I remain true to myself. It's beautiful. And, you know, it's kind of interesting because it really does kind of fit in with the set of cards. It just feels like this whole week something is trying to compel you to find, accept, become a wisdom or a great spiritual change that it sees. But all along, maybe you actually do know this for yourself. And so maybe, you know, whether or not you have to really display this, it's going to just become evident. You are that. You are that sense of the fate that others think you are looking for. You already have it. So I leave you with that, my dear Goth friends, for the week. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to watch my show on Fridays with another affirmation. And it's for relationships and possibly romance. Also on Saturday is Happy Hour. On Sunday is Banshee's Material Matters. And next Monday will be the Weird Week. And I know there's some other stuff in there, so just pay attention and watch our stuff. We'll let you know. So this is Oberon saying thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.